Hey there, baseball fans. Nathan Rohde and Shooter Hunt here with the latest episode of Coffee and Curveballs. Shooter, we've got an update to the 2021 overall rankings coming, so naturally we're going to talk about a lot with that.
Yeah, I think just putting this together, we got to see what we've known for a few years now. This class is super talented. We're looking at expanded draft next year, 20 rounds after this year's five. It's going to be a lot of guys jam-packed in there, and the scouts are going to be all over the country.
Yeah, they certainly are. So let's start off with the fact that there is a new number one at the top, and that is Vanderbilt recruit in Jordan Lawler, shortstop out of Texas. This guy's been in the mix for number one for quite a while, Shooter, so really it's not surprising to see him slide into that spot.
No, I think you and I have talked about him being the number one guy for a while now. It's super talented at shortstop. He's going to stick there. Real defender, big time arm strength, looks the part. Everything's crisp, attention to detail. It's high character kid. I think the upside of the plate is what's most intriguing and real reason why he went to number one. He can hit the ball with authority to all fields, super balanced at the plate. But I think the best is ahead of him and that chance to be a middle of the order type bat. But with the speed, he can do so many things. He's a dynamic athlete, and that's why he's number one.
Excellent. Let's take a look at a few guys whose stock is rising for many reasons. Starting off in the state of North Carolina, an NC State recruit in Khalil Watson. I've seen this guy a couple of times this summer, Shooter, and all he does is hit for me. It's athletic actions, got a chance to stick it short. He runs well, so if he has to move off short, maybe offensive second baseman, maybe he can go get it in center field, but really it's that left-handed bat that's looking really good. It's super loose from the left side. He's got some power in there. He's wiry, strong, more strength to come. He's been one of my favorite guys to watch, and I'm looking forward to seeing more.
Yeah, you were locked in on him early on in the summer, and I know the scouts were buzzing when we were with them in August. So definitely some real draft buzz around him. Dalen Lyle's a guy that I'm a huge fan of. He's moving up considerably in these rankings. Louisville commit from the state of Kentucky. I know Chris Fuller, since he was a freshman, maybe even eighth grade, telling us this Dalen Lyle kid can really play. His ability to track pitches at the plate slows the game down, but his dynamic bat speed can really whip the barrel through the zone, uses all fields. I think even more power is going to come, but his ability to track pitches right now and change planes is exceptional.
Yeah, it certainly is. He's been on fire all summer, so he's naturally climbing the list.
Chase Burns, another one, Tennessee recruit from the state of Tennessee. We'll be talking about that state a ton next year. Triple digits for you, Rohde, early on in the summer. It's a power right-handed arm. He's got some put-away pitches, but the upside is clearly there.
Yeah, it certainly is. Just think, last summer when we saw this guy, he was only up to 89. I saw him touch 100 in June, and it wasn't like that was just, he hit it once and then, dropped down a lot in velo. His last couple of pitches in 4 innings of work were 98 and 99. He's sitting mid-90s. The secondary stuff is coming along. It's a strong frame, so definitely a big-time flamethrower there. But a few guys to talk about with Helium Alert. These guys, their stock is trending up, but they could continue to climb a little bit further. Guy that we've talked about a lot the last couple of weeks, Caedmon Parker out of Texas, committed to TCU. Talk about projection. You talk about arm strength. You talk about projectable secondary stuff. This guy has it all. He's made a big jump in the rankings, and, he could keep on going.
Yeah, we start looking for guys, especially in Texas, who's going to be those dudes that jump. We know the velocity's going to come. It's already up there for Parker. I'd expect it to continue to climb. His athleticism's there. He's starting to gain more control of his movement patterns. I think we'll see even better version of that in the spring. And similar to Texas, looking for those big arms to jump. We go into California. Who are going to be the guys that stand out? I thought Evan Yates did a great job at the area code games. He's getting a lot of swings and misses on an 88 to 91 fastball. The frame really projects. I think there's more in the tank. And I think we're really looking for him to continue to make those jumps and strides over the next 8 to 10 months.
Yeah, he's definitely a guy that I'll keep an eye on, look to make a jump in the springtime. A few sleepers. These guys, a little rule here, outside the top 100 currently. Guys that we think might be able to make another jump, before next June. Again, in the state of California, a California recruit. We have Carson Williams, who we're getting some info on again this week from Jack Shannon, our man down there in San Diego. He's a two-way guy, pretty athletic out there at shortstop. I like the swing at area codes. He can hop on the mound. We saw him up to 93, 94 at area codes. He was sitting 88, 92 recently in an inning of work. Just an athlete. So whichever way he ends up going, he's definitely got some upside.
Yeah, I'm sure guys are looking at you. Look at Jacob deGrom, who played shortstop at Stetson for so long and now is the best pitcher in baseball. who are these athletes we can get and work with? Carson Williams is one of those.
Mm-hmm.
It's super raw on the mound right now, but the arm strength's real. He's obviously athletic. He's got upside all throughout. I think he's going to be one to track as he learns to pitch a little bit more, gets a little more polished. Drew Blake out of Oklahoma, he's Oklahoma State, left-handed pitcher, can really spin it, Rody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he certainly can. He impressed David Seifert at the Midwest Scouts Association showcase. 88-91, but yes, you said it. He can really spin it from the left side. Potential plus hammer for him, so definitely a guy to keep an eye on as we continue to move forward. Out of the state of South Carolina, College of Charleston recruit in Daniel Brooks he's got an extra large frame. I mean, he's a big dude, so it's really imposing on the mound. 6'8", I think it is. So he's really coming downhill at you. I've seen him get into the low 90s, obviously with some steep plane. But the breaking ball, it's showing it's coming along, but he did flash some really good ones this summer, showing that it's a potential above average to plus pitch. So if he continues to hit on that breaking ball, you could see his stock continue to make a big climb.
Absolutely. And then Devin Obie out of Tennessee, great year for draft stuff in Tennessee. He's a Duke recruit, 6'2", 210, had a great summer, can impact the baseball, and also can swipe some bags. So he's got that athleticism there. I think his upside's real big, and this will be a huge next, again, 8 to 10 months.
Yeah, it certainly will. Normally, every year when we talk about the draft, obviously you got tons of prospects coming out of California, Texas, Florida, and Georgia, as we call it, the Big Four. But this year it looks especially strong outside of those states. We're looking at Michigan, Tennessee, New Jersey with really good classes, and there's plenty more outside of that. But starting in Michigan, you got Alex Mooney, Luke Lito, Micah Ottenbright. The list goes on. It's a really strong class for the state of Michigan.
Yeah, even throw Saborn Campbell as a dual football recruit as well at Stanford. But Michigan, really talented again. And I think even the 22, 23s, they're coming down the line. Michigan's real strong. Tennessee, you got those frontline arms like Chase Burns and Peyton Smith who are going to run it up close to triple digits, if not get to triple digits. And then you have the Baylor School guys who can all really swing it. Daniel Corona, Big Vito down there. It's a really good class in Tennessee. And then Jersey, my Jersey guys, those arms. It's an arsenal of arms in Jersey. Chase Petty, Anthony Salametto, Pierce Coppola, and Shane Panzini, all mid to upper 90s. I mean, it's going to be tough to get any hits in the Garden State. Yeah,
New Jersey, you guys in the Northeast next year are really going to be running around hunting down a lot of arms because even outside of the state of New Jersey, there's a ton to watch. But there's some really good hitters, too, in the Northeast. But you're right. Chase Petty, Anthony Salametto, Pierce Coppola, Shane Panzini, big-time arms coming out of the Garden State this year. Wrapping up real quick, recruiting implications. We'll get into a lot more of this fall and how we think these classes might be affected, with the draft and among other things. But the usual suspects with our top 500 in the overall rankings: Florida and Vanderbilt, 18 recruits in the overall rankings as of right now. LSU, Louisville, Tennessee, Texas A&M, UCLA, they got 13. You go on down the list. These schools are no surprise of having the most recruits. Mississippi State, North Carolina, Virginia. I mean, what else can we say?
Yeah, and shout out to the power majors. Cal State Fullerton and Dallas Baptist each have 5 in this top 500. 2 real good programs who continue to add. I mean, DBU bringing in all these power arms always.
They always do that. So there you have it, a quick look at the 2021 overall rankings. Be sure to check out PrepBaseballReport.com for plenty more coverage, and be sure to check out the rankings themselves. So as always, for Shooter Hunt, I'm Nathan Rohde. This was Coffee and Curveballs, and until next time, we'll see you guys at the ballpark.